it's time to do my swirly board treatment for our cake board. So we're going to require 2 colors of fondant for that. I'm going to go with a white and a yellow. So I'll just warm our fondant up. We're going to want 2 pieces the same size. I'd say that's even. I'm going to start with the yellow. It's tackier, so it'll stay moist longer than the white. So we're just going to roll out 2 long ropes, same thickness. And it's very important that we get the same thickness, otherwise we'll have valleys and peaks in the swirl, and then as we roll it out, the higher parts will start to move in on the lower parts and totally overshadow the other color. So, okay. So now I'm going to roll the white out to roughly the same thickness. I don't recommend using any like shortening or icing sugar when doing this because we want to keep the fondant tacky so it will stick to itself without the help or aid of water. So let's see. Oh, that's still got a ways to go. You can even use your fondant smoother to help you along and to help buff out any of those finger dents that you leave. Just about there. Sometimes I'll even start to roll them side by side. Oh, no, it's not working that time. Okay, so when you're happy with the thickness of the rope, making sure that they're fairly even, looking pretty good for me. So let's take our 2 ropes, lay them side by side. It's important that we leave one longer than the other so that we could start by wrapping that one in first. I like to kind of flatten it as I go to make sure it doesn't get too high. I'm going to take my pizza cutter here and just trim off some of this excess. Okay, so now I've got my swirl. I'm just going to put a very light dusting, just so that it will move away as I start to roll it out. I'm going to roll out my swirl now. Slowly starting from the center. You gotta pick up that swirl and move it around. And this is something you gotta be patient with. If you go too fast, then you'll cause spikes in your swirl. And you really wanna try to maintain just an even swirl. Gotta go nice and slow. And if you find that it's sticking, like already I feel that I've got a nice bond, the fondant's sticking to itself. So now I can put some icing sugar down. There we go. Going slow, moving your fondant around, working in a circular motion. You don't want this application to be too thick. If you can roll it out thin, I recommend that you do so. Now we've got the fondant rolled out and it's ready to be placed onto our drum board. So I've got my 14-inch round drum board. I'm just going to flop the fondant over my arm. Actually, I like the other side better. I like that way better. So all I've done is reverse the fondant now. That's much nicer actually, I like that. Sometimes you'll be surprised. You'll be working as if the top is going to be your top and then you'll flip it and you'll find out that the bottom looks way better. So always consider both options. Keep those windows open. Okay, so now I'm just using my roller and I'm just rolling over the board, spreading out that fondant a little further, making sure that it's nice and even, no lumps or fat spots. It's time to trim away all the excess fondant off the side of my drum board now. So I'm just taking my pizza wheel and I'm holding the drum with my left hand and just slowly going around the edge of the drum board with my pizza wheel. I found a loose spot right here, for instance, so I'm going to take my brush with some water on it and just poke it in underneath that loose piece of fondant and then just rub it down. And now it should stick no problem. So I found that I work pretty quickly, and when I lay the fondant on the board and as I roll it on the board, it's still pretty tacky and it tends to stick to the board on its own. I find that it doesn't want to slide off. So there you have it, the finished spiral board treatment.